the study of prehistoric life, aka Paleontology, Chapter 2, the history of paleontology. Right here in the picture, the early Chinese often believed that powdered fossils could cure some illnesses. Ooh. Some stores in China still sell ground up dinosaur bones as medicine. Human interest in fossils is hundreds of years old, but people did not always understand what fossils were. Some people believed they rose up inside the rocks. Others thought fossils had dropped from the sky. Still, others thought they were just nice things in nature, like flowers. Ancient writers told of dragon bones found in China. Experts reading their tales today believe the dragon bones were actually dinosaur fossils. Follow along, ladies and gentlemen. Steno's new ideas. Things began to change in the 1660s. That was when scientists Nicholas Steno became interested in tungstones. For centuries, people had found these mysterious pointed stones. They were embedded in rock, located well above sea level. They were called tungstones because of their shape. Steno compared these stones with the teeth of living sharks. He concluded that tungstones were actually teeth from long-dead sharks. He proposed that the tooth-bearing rocks had once been underwater. Some ancient shark teeth are much larger than those of modern sharks. Many fossils were found in these cliffs in the 1800s. It is sometimes easy to see where different layers of sediment have formed. Steno explained that when sea animals died and sank to the seafloor, they were slowly covered with sediment. Over time, more animals died, sank, and were covered up. Eventually, many layers of dead animals and sediment formed. Over millions of years, older sediment layers were pressed into solid rock by the weight and pressure of the younger layers above. As the land changed over time, some of these rocks were pushed above sea level. The rocks dried, crumbled, and cracked. As a result, the fossils within them were exposed. It is sometimes easy to see where different layers of sediment have formed right here in the picture. Steno was ridiculed at first. Many scientists did not agree that fossils were once parts of living organisms. Others accepted Steno's ideas, but only in part. Fossilized teeth could be connected to modern animals, but some fossils did not look like anything anyone had seen before. In 1676, English scientist Robert Plot found a dinosaur thigh bone. He concluded it came from a giant human. Other dinosaur finds were said to be remains of horses, cows, or elephants. Robert Plot made a careful sketch of the dinosaur thigh bone he discovered. Before the 1800s, most people did not realize that fossils could be the remains of extinct animals. This new concept helped people understand fossils. Many people became interested in them. French scientist Georges Cuvier compared fossil animals to existing animals to better understand ancient animals' lives. Englishman Richard Owen coined the word dinosaur to describe three recent discoveries: Megalosaurus, Iguanodon, and Hyalosaurus. Hylaeosaurus. And famed fossil hunter Mary Anning began selling her finds to scientists, schools, and museums. Here she is. Mary Anning was called the Princess of Paleontology. The Bone Wars. By the late 1800s, fossil hunting had reached new heights. The American West, Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh competed to discover the most dinosaurs and other extinct creatures. But the race between Cope and Marsh quickly became mean-spirited. Their work was often sloppy and filled with errors. They spied on one another's workers and even stole from each other's camps. Newspapers called the competition the Bone Wars. The Bone Wars led to the discovery of many new dinosaurs, including Stegosaurus and Allosaurus. The United States became a leader in dinosaur paleontology, but the bigger competition also led to mistakes that took decades to correct. Scientists would have to learn how to cooperate for paleontology to continue to grow. Today, paleontologists still search for fossils in the field. They also study them in laboratories, under microscopes, and even with special X-rays. Here's the timeline, guys. In 1664, Steno develops his ideas on fossils and rock layers. In 1676, Robert Plot finds a dinosaur bone and says that it is from a giant human. In 1842, Richard Owen coins the term dinosaur. In 1810 to 1847, Mary Anning makes many new fossil discoveries. And that is it for today. That is chapter 2. We're moving on to chapter 3 another time. It is called How Paleontologists See Time. So tune in for that. Read over the weekend. Read over the week. Every day. That's right.